Eat Rudolph Steiner. At some stage I'm going to need to address how dangerous it is to be spinning around with a knife, just waving it around like a dickhead.
It's as simple as that.
It's quite a common practice for people to fill their cupboards with stupid shit that they don't end up f***ing eating. I wanted to fix that problem and I wanted to have a f***ing good time doing it. So without further fondue champions, let me show you this bowl of magic that I affectionately call Heaven Blob. Why do I call it Heaven Blob? Because it tastes like heaven and it looks like fucking blob. If you wouldn't mind, up on a list. This is what I like putting in it, but it is subject to change depending on stuff that you need to get rid of in your cupboard. I mean, within kind of semi-reason, I wouldn't be tipping that old fucking diet right into it.
Delicious corner taste.
The fucking shitload of garlic is a must. If you don't think you've got beans in your cupboard, you're fucking wrong, you do. They're behind the other fucking 3 tins of chickpeas your fucking flatmate bought. Righto. Fuck off. Now there are some habaneros in this. If you're a little chili sensitive, don't worry about it. Just don't put it in. Just put normal chilies in or chili flakes. Or if you don't like chili, just fucking put ice cream in it. I don't know. I've cut the chicken bits into fairly large bits. I tend to cook a bit nicer. If you cut them up too fine, they fucking cook too quickly and they dry out and shit, so we don't want that. Now in here, I've put all the spice together. This might seem like a lot of spice. That's because it is, because it fucking rules. But play around with the spices. If you like fucking a bit more of one thing or the other, bang it in. This is our blob. These are as cheap as a fucking kick in the arse, so no excuses. Go get yourself a ton of fucking stainless bowls. But you don't have to use stainless bowls, you can use ones made out of fucking lorikeet dicks if you like, I don't give a fuck. Now in one bowl, we're gonna roughly chop up our carrots and our pumpkin. None of this is supposed to look particularly pretty, just cut it up into fucking bits, just fucking bits. It doesn't really fucking matter, just, That's great. But I'll leave the skin on, because the skin is fucking fibre, and that shit is great for your guts, and therefore kinder on your asshole. Same goes with the carrots.
Time after time after time.
Now in another bowl, I'm going to cut up all the garlic, and I mean fucking all the garlic you can find in your suburb. Bang it in here with your onions, capsicums, and your habaneros or chilies, or neither of those.
A big sword like this can make it look easy.
I'm going to use fucking, I don't know, like that much. And then fucking mince it or grate it, whatever you like, into its own little bowl. Shall we head over to the cooking department? Hey, here we go, champions. Empty the cupboard of your fucking pots and pans. We're going to do 2 things at once. In this pan here, we're going to turn that shit on. Got the right one. Fucking finally, after what 2 years I've learnt which burner's which. We'll turn the top one on as well. Whoops. Fucking wrong one. And a bit of these ones with olive oil.
Olive oil?
Heads up, if you decided to use the fucking habanero, which I think is a great move by the way, you may want to crack a fucking window. Oh, you can't. Can I? I can. Come on, let me do it. This is going really well. Hey, mate. Rez, you want to crack the windows because when you chuck the chili in there, it is going to fucking devastate the house. I think I've killed the whole crew. In goes this shit. Just cook it gently, right? Less gently, we want to cook our chicken. Just want to brown this off. You may need to do this in 2 batches. Washing hands. Jules and I have become quietly a bit obsessed with this dish. Jules is a big fan of X-Men, so we've been sitting down having a big bowl of Blob and watching X-Men together. It's been fucking awesome. Excited for dinner, because this is fun. Yeah, still good. It's kind of cool. It's because I do this all the time, I think. I'm a big fan of big bowl of beautiful fucking delicious shit and then some yogurt or hot sauce, or in this case, fucking both. Give them a turn. Once those are browned off, transfer them to a plate or a bowl or something. In with the rest of it. All these other bits of chicken are cooking. Bang in your ginger. In with the chicken. Now I'm going to move this to a bit of a bigger burner for a sec.
And we kind of want it.
Medium high for a minute. Look, even the fucking colours. I even chose a matching LED colour to go with the dish and the fucking pot. Oh, this is a crazy channel. What'll he do next? In with the spice. You want to fry the spice off for a couple of minutes. That's right, it's gonna stick a little bit at the bottom, and that's alright. We're gonna tip some fucking liquid piss in a minute, and that'll fucking sort that out. Now in with the rest of your veggies. Tins of whole tomatoes. There's tins of tomatoes in your cupboard, I bet there is. If you're feeling like a fancy pants, you can use the San Marzano tomatoes. They're very nice. Now into your tins, just a little splash of stock. Get all that fucking tomatoey goodness out of there. There we go. Then in with the rest of your stock. Now of course in go the infamous and very mysterious bay leaves, just to make you look fancy. I want to bang a lid on that. I want to bring that to the boil, and then we'll do other stuff.
Slice through a metal pipe, cut through a solid rock.
Boiling. I'm going to turn the heat down. We just kind of want to simmer it. Simmer it for like, I don't know, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, till the shit's fucking cooked. Halfway through this simmer, I'll add the beans.
It is important to learn the sodium content of all your favorite foods.
Now, let's go and make the other blobby bit, the yogurt. Right, next blobby bit. Get yourself a cup of yogurt. Probably not fucking Yogo.
Yum.
Okay, Becky Berry.
You can use natural yogurt. You can use Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt's a bit more tart, but that's not a bad thing. Into the yogurt with a pinch of salt. Fucking squeeze a lemon. And a little bit of coriander if it doesn't fuck with your head too much. Grate in a clove of garlic. And then maybe 1/2 to 2/3 of a teaspoon of cumin, which for some reason is spelt cumin on here. I'm not sure it's spelt that way, but maybe it is. Someone will let me know in the comment section, I'm sure. Oh, that's the fucking goods. How good's that?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah.
Just saying. Now, into the blob with your beans. Woo! That's the alarm for the beans. Couscous, easy. Get some scales. This shit's fucking magic, right? Now I just make couscous as I need it because I'll probably have fucking way too much for Jules and I. Let's say 4 people. I reckon about 200 grams couscous. So if I've weighed 200 grams of couscous, I'm going to have a similar amount of stock, just a touch more. So like, yeah, let's say 220. Now heat it up and turn that fucking shit on. In with the couscous, I like to put in some currants, or you can put in raisins, or you can put in sultanas, or if you think all that shit's chat, then don't put any of those in. Stock's ready, straight in, give it a shake around, lid on the fucking bowl. 5 minutes, leave it, done. I'm gonna give it a nice big pinch of salt and a crack of pepper. Fuck this thing. It's such a piece of shit. This is also an option. You can put in maybe 1.5 teaspoons of brown sugar, but you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Turn that shit off. Off with the fucking lid. Forks are common practice for this, but I like the whisk. So I use the whisk and I gently drag the whisk through it. I'll squeeze a lemon in there. I'm going to chop up some more coriander, pinch of salt. Too easy. Right, get your yogurt out of the fridge. Get your fucking blob. You're going to go get someone that you love, who needs a feed, and serve them up some fucking heaven, Blob.
2, 3, 7. I quit my job and bought a dog, and I sat around all day eating big bowls of blob, 'cause I wanna. Yeah, that's right. Blobbity blob, I gotta get some blob into my gob. Yeah, blob. Fuck yeah! Get me some blob.
Yeah. Now, heaven forbid I tell you how to heaven blob, but this is the way I like to heaven blob. Squeeze this fucking gear, get your favourite bloody hot sauce, give it some of those ones, and then fucking blob a bit of the blob on, fucking drive it into you. This is a problem how good this is. It's so fucking good. Hope you bung your stuff in it, make your own blob. Heaven is conceptual stuff, so whatever your idea of heaven is, put that in there. Oh yeah, and if you're at a loose end, come and see me fucking take the piss live on stage. It's a good time. Maybe I'll see you at a show, maybe not. Either way, see you next time. Love ya.
Yeah. Blob, 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 blobbity blob, I gotta get some blob into my gob.